Hey everybody, Samwise here, Community Herbalist, and today we're going to be talking about maple and also a meditation that helps me find balance in like the inflow and the outflow of love and connection in my life and between all beings, because one of the things that I'm really noticing about maple is that it's about this balance and this like understanding of reciprocity and community. Also, like what happens when we tend to those community bonds and what happens when we can tend to ourselves enough so that we can show up fully for community. So in the spirit of that, the meditation of the month is a Metta practice, which I first learned from Spring Washam at the East Bay Meditation Center in the Vipassana tradition, but also I think Spring weaves together a lot of different lineages in her practice, and it's a practice. So I'm going to offer a meditation today that has some phrases that we can practice with and, practice saying to ourselves and practice saying in connection to other beings, and, just noticing what comes up when we say those or when we offer them or when we think them to ourselves. And Spring really talks about Metta as a purification practice. So meaning that, that is often not easy to do this practice, and that a lot of feelings can come up, from grief to rage to more grief to longing to to joy. Anything is really possible in terms of what can come up, and ultimately like we want all those feelings to come up, because what the practice is essentially well-wishing. So we'll start with well-wishing for ourselves. Actually we'll start with well-wishing with something easier than ourselves, because sometimes well-wishing for ourselves can be really challenging and bring up a lot of pain and a lot of, again, grief. So we'll practice with something easier. I like to practice starting well-wishing towards my cat. That's always pretty accessible for me. And then we'll move to ourselves, and then a neutral like person in our lives who we have no real strong feelings about. Oh no, it's someone that we care for and have easy, happy connections with, and then someone neutral, and then someone that, is more difficult for us to get along with. If you're practicing this at home and you're just kind of beginning a practice of Metta, I would suggest picking someone in the, in the difficult section to practice with someone that's not terribly difficult and not overly like an overly traumatic relationship, but maybe someone that you just kind of have some trouble getting along with, just as a beginning practice to kind of see how that feels. Because ultimately the idea is, right, is that if we are wishing ourselves well, giving ourselves a form of love, and this well-wishing and this generating of friendship feeling, then we're kind of filling our cup and filling our, sense of connection to ourselves, and then extending that out to others and wishing other people well, people that we love, obviously, but also people who we have difficult relationships with that might have, that might be difficult because they have trouble accessing things that they need for themselves, given the state of the dominant culture that often makes it really difficult for people to source what they need and the connections that they need. So in this idea of balance, right, that we're exploring in connection with the energy of maple, and in honoring the fact that I find that capitalism really messes with the like the inflow and the outflow of energy. I've noticed I have a lot of wounding around what happens for me when I think about, taking in energy and putting out energy. Like that all gets really gummed up for me within the context of capitalism. So Metta, I find, is a really useful practice in kind of de-gumming and declogging some of those energy flows. so that I can show up in a more clear and authentic way to relationships between myself and other beings. So what a preamble. We will get started. So I invite you to lean back, find a comfortable body position, whether that's sitting down or lying down. And taking a moment to feel your breath, feel the air come in and out, feeling into wherever our body is making contact with the earth. And just taking a moment to sense into that connection the way that it is. And we'll start by offering some of these phrases to a being or an entity in our lives. That's very easy to conjure up caring feelings for. So I'm thinking of my cat Artemis. You may think of another pet or maybe a tree in your life or a plant. Something that brings you joy. I'm just thinking about being in connection with, and offer these phrases. May you be truly happy and deeply peaceful. May you be safe and protected. May you be healthy and strong in your body. May you live with ease and well-being. And just sensing into the body and the spirit, how it feels to wish well to this beloved entity or being. And seeing what it might be like to point that well-wishing friendship energy towards ourselves. And noticing if this is challenging, and it might be. Well, whatever it happens, just noticing what arises. And if it's not possible to wish well, you may also have the intention of wishing well. May I one day be able to offer these phrases. And for now, to see how it feels to say, may I be truly happy and deeply peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be healthy and strong in my body. May I live with ease and well-being. You may find that these phrases, in accordance with the self, may be really challenging, and you can stay here as long as you need to or want to, years even, if that's what you feel called to practice and where you need to be. And also there's more. So thinking about a person in our lives that we have a strong connection with, sometimes even those strong connections and joy can bring complication or conflict, and that's okay. But just thinking about a person who brings us a lot of warmth and connection. And just seeing if you'd like to offer them these phrases. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be safe and protected. May you be healthy and strong. May you live with ease and well-being. And just taking a moment to check in and see how that feels in your heart space, in your body. To offer those phrases to someone you care about. For a moment, see if you'd like to turn your attention to someone who's neutral in your life. Maybe someone you don't have a strong connection with, but interact with on a surface level or neutral level, time to time. Maybe the mail carrier, maybe the checkout person in the grocery store, maybe a classmate, or someone you feel neutral about. Just kind of holding their image or their energy in your mind for a moment and seeing if you'd like to offer them the phrases. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be safe and protected. May you be healthy and strong in your body. May you live with ease and well-being. Moving on and carrying our awareness to someone who we might have a little bit more tension or difficulty with in our day-to-day life or in other ways, but not overly difficult. Maybe a challenging neighbor or challenging internet acquaintance. Seeing what it's like to offer them these phrases, genuinely wishing for them to have what they need. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be safe and protected. May you be healthy and strong in your body. May you live with ease and well-being. And just see how that feels in your body to offer those phrases. Just noticing whatever's there. Anger is okay. Grief is okay. Relief is okay. Understanding is okay. Whatever is here. Just noticing. And if you'd like, we can practice extending this well-wishing, this energy of friendship to all beings. May all beings be happy and peaceful. May all beings be safe and protected. May all beings be healthy and strong. May all beings live with ease and well-being. I'm just taking a moment to be with that well-wishing. For me, sometimes I feel a sense of grief, but also a hopefulness of a practice that calls into a reweaving of community and love is, to me, more hopeful than patterns of casting out that have been played out generation after generation. What would it be like to call everyone in, including ourselves, so that we could show up in our full human power and do our human role, which is to help spread love, help build connection, help other beings, help each other, and helping ourselves. So I encourage you to practice with whatever aspect of that you feel called to practice with. If you need to stay with one part more than another, that's okay. And I encourage you to step a toe out or step a little bit into a different part of the practice every once in a while just to see how it feels. And I wish everyone everything they need to repair connections and grow connections and have good inflow and outflow in ways that are not dependent on the state, not dependent on money, and generatively building connections between ourselves, each other, our communities, and the earth. So hope that's useful for you, and yeah, I wish you lots of care. Until next time.